Right, so the Dadcars channel is all about buying the most exciting car you can comfortably afford, but then using it with your children to make memories. And today, I think I may have found the most exciting example of that. My name's Ben, and welcome to Dadcars. Right, so Phil, it's an absolute pleasure to meet you.
And you.
And this is your son, Will, yeah? Yeah. Guys, you're driving an old Aston Martin Vantage around the world.
Yes, it sounds crazy, doesn't it?
It does.
Might as well say we're flying to the moon, but no, we're going to drive it around the world. This we're going to try.
Reliability, fuel costs.
Yes.
Right, look, I've got so many questions. I reckon we should hop in the car and, yeah, let's talk about this. So today we are in an Aston Martin V8 Vantage. This is a 2005.
Yep.
So a 4.3 litre V8.
Correct.
About 380 brake horsepower, is it?
Yeah, about that.
Yeah, and this is all standard pretty much, or?
It's got a sporty exhaust, but
Yeah, I
apart
was
from
going to
that,
say, it sounds pretty tasty.
I know a few mods that we'll come on to, but the engine I think is pretty standard.
Right, so Phil, I recently did 1,000 miles in January alone in the Dad B9 filming videos for YouTube with my children on board, and I thought that was impressive. But come on, tell us about what you're about to embark upon.
You're not even trying. Well, we're going to try and drive around the world, which sounds ridiculous. But spent a lot of time researching it, reading lots of books, watching stuff on YouTube and videos and everything else, and worked out we could probably do it. But I've got a business that I run, and my son has got an education to get, so we can't just sort of give up the day job, so to speak, and take a year or more sort of doing it in one go. So we're going to do it in legs, sort of break it down and then leave the car in each place and come back to it. And so our 2023 challenge is we're calling Pall Mall to Panama.
Okay.
So leaving the Royal Automobile Club tomorrow.
Yeah,
on Pall Mall.
Tomorrow. This is the day before you embark.
Yeah.
I'm so excited.
No pressure. Yeah. And then, so tomorrow then we're driving up to Liverpool. The plan was always go to east, but Putin put an end to that. So the plan now is to go west. So we go up to Liverpool. My son will be on the train back tomorrow evening, and I'll drop the car off at the port on Monday morning. And then it sails to New York. And then over the Easter holidays, we're booked a flight to New York on the Saturday, collect the car on the Monday, and then the Tuesday we leave New York.
But you're not just doing it for yourselves, you're doing this for charity, aren't you, as well?
Correct.
Yeah, so can you tell us a little bit about the very important cause that you're raising money for?
Yeah, it's the Campaign Against Living Miserably, which is, for want of a better phrase, an anti-suicide charity. I came across it. I used to race a Porsche Boxster, and the series I was looking to enter, sort of reverse sponsorship, the series sponsored Calm rather than a company sponsoring the racing series.
Yeah.
And I just went on their website and was just shocked by the stats. There's 125 suicides every week in the UK. The majority of them are men, and it's the biggest killer of men under 50 in the UK. And I just thought, why on earth don't I know that?
Yeah.
You know, lots more people should be hearing about this, and let's see if we can raise some money for them as well. The target was sort of £1 a mile, which would be sort of near enough 25,000 miles over the whole round the world trip.
Yeah.
Already we're through £10,000.
Oh, but you've raised £10,000 already?
Already,
wow.
Which is just wonderful. So
before you've even set off, fantastic.
Just this week we got to that. So
that's excellent.
You know, delighted with that. And there's a link to our Just Giving page through our website. So any additional donation is great. So yeah, we're paying for the cost of the trip ourselves. But I just thought, look, it's too big an opportunity to miss. To see if we can raise some money for this charity. They're really enthusiastic, and we've got the chair of the trustees coming tomorrow to our launch to sort of wish us well and say a few words. So
that's excellent.
And it seems apt, you know. Sort of cars and motoring tends to be a sort of a male interest. Regrettably, sounds tragic, but so is suicide.
Yeah.
So look, we need to talk about it more, and that's what we're hoping to do as well.
Mental health can get to that point to that extreme, but it's a belief of mine that if you're passionate about cars, that they can actually be good for your well-being and stuff as well.
I think
because
so.
you become a dad, everybody around you, family and friends, put pressure on you, society sort of saying, look, you need to be sensible now, put all of your wants aside.
Yeah.
But if there's a way that you can still have something that you feel passionate about, obviously that you can afford, but then use it with your children, I mean, that's got to be so good. I mean, for my well-being, you know, spending time with my children in my car. I'm a happier dad, a happier husband, and you know, so no, look, this is a cause that I'm very interested in as well. So
No, good.
So why the Aston Martin? Why the Vantage, the V8 Vantage? Have you owned an Aston Martin before?
No, first one.
Okay.
But I was thinking of getting an Aston Martin. I've been a bit more of a Porsche guy previously, but I sort of fancied an Aston Martin, just the look of them and the sound of them. And
Yeah.
oh, there we go. And
Yeah.
there we go. Just sounds good, doesn't it? Yeah, I fancied an Aston Martin. I was, you know, inevitably on Auto Trader flicking through sort of a whole lot of different options, but not getting much further. But we thought the perfect car would be left-hand drive, manual gearbox, limited slip diff, raised suspension, underbody protection, all these sort of bits. And then we went to Duke of London to his inaugural Porsche night. And Will saw it, I didn't see it, but sort of tucked in the yard opposite was this car with all its sort of stickers. And
Yeah.
Will said, that was cool.
Aston Martins are normally cars quite common to see tucked in a garage, really sort of babied. And I mean, you see Aston Martins 15 years plus like this that have got under 25,000 miles on them in total. That's not an uncommon thing to see.
Yeah, yeah.
And you're planning on obviously doing that with this World Tour alone, but that's on top of this current mileage, which is in kilometres, you say, yeah?
It's correct, yeah, kilometres. And you know, it's now 216,000 kilometres.
Yeah. So wow, that's incredible. And this car has got stories, hasn't it? That's more to this point.
Yeah, it's a really early one. It's chassis number 41. Apparently the first 100 cars, was it 1,000 cars, were made with different engine components. They're having issues with some of the suppliers. So I'm told, touch wood, it's a stronger engine than the ones that followed, or rather marginally, I think, but still,
Okay,
it's
yeah.
hopefully got the right internals for it. And it was the CEO, Dr. Ulrich Bez's company car. We met him the other week, and he remembered it well.
Oh,
And sort
excellent.
of wished us well for the journey.
Yeah.
So that was 2005, and then 2006 it did something called Project 30,000.
Okay.
So Aston Martin, eternally trying to sort of show their reliability. 30 Aston Martin employees drove the car 30,000 miles in 30 days.
Oh wow.
Long story short, it did the 30,000 miles, and then it ended up on their stand at the British Motor Show. So I've got some great photographs of the car,
Oh, okay.
sort of there at the show.
Yeah.
And then it went on to do, Aston Martin did all the modifications in early 2007. And then it drove from Tokyo to Istanbul
Yeah.
and on to London in summer of 2007 over about 50 days, and became the first car to sort of do a full east to west crossing of the newly endorsed, what they call the Asian Highway Network.
Wow. Okay.
So it was still owned by Aston Martin at that time.
Yeah.
And there's a book called Driven Together that one of the drivers wrote about that journey. And then it got sold at auction in 2007, bought by this chap Stuart, who has had it since then.
Yeah.
And then we bought it about a year and a half ago. So while it's done all this mileage over all these years, we're actually only the third owner after Aston Martin and this guy Stuart, which is a bit insane.
I cannot think of a better car to go and embark on this world tour that you're about to do. I mean, this with the history this car's already got, and then you're going to put this on top of it as well. I mean, this is an incredible machine, really, isn't it?
We'll see whether it survives. We've spent a lot of time and inevitably quite a lot of money getting it sort of match fit, as I put it. But we'll find out. That's part of the adventure.
Well, that's it. And look, the people that are watching this at the moment, come on, this is going to be so exciting. Following this journey, and look, every single time you do have hopefully not too many times, but a technical issue, a module go wrong, or a breakdown, or something like that. I mean, I'm absolutely fascinated by this. I can't wait to follow you. So you've got the Vantage World Tour Instagram
Yeah,
page.
at Vantage World Tour. and then the website is vantageworldtour.com.
Yeah.
And that's all you need to know. It's all.
And
it's all
Facebook,
gonna be
are you on
there.
Facebook as well?
Facebook also
Yeah.
with Vantage World Tour.
So look, I'm going to flash up all of this stuff and I'll put it all in the description below as well. But look, come on, guys. If you love dad cars, a dad driving a V8 Vantage like this around the world with this many miles on it, this is going to be an adventure that I think all of us are going to want to follow. So please make sure after you finish watching this video, you go straight to Instagram, Facebook, whatever you use, or check out the website. And look, the big thing, as soon as I get home today, I'm going to go online to the Just Giving page and I'm going to make a donation.
Oh, that'd be fabulous.
So look, and I urge you guys to do so as well. It's such a good cause, isn't it?
Oh, because it really is. Again, it's the biggest killer of men under 50 in the UK. I mean, what more do you need to know?
Yeah. So look, whatever you guys can afford to give, I really strongly urge you after watching this video, go to the Just Giving page. Links and everything will be in the description below. I mean, you've already raised over £10,000. The target overall is 25,000, or well.
Yeah, we're trying to do £1 a mile, so it's 24,901 miles. It's the equator of the world. So we thought, well, that's a target. Let's try and get to that.
Yeah.
Because I called it 25,000, but who knows? If this thing really takes off, we might start being, well, look, how many times around the world can we go? What if we could go around to raise 50,000?
Yeah.
I've gone around the world twice with the money we've raised.
Yeah.
I don't know. I met the chair of the trustees the other week and sort of heard firsthand what they do, and you know, it's quite sobering, of course. I asked him to describe it to me, and he said we realised that sort of men needed a different approach. They didn't want the sort of pull up a chair, I'll put the kettle on.
Yeah.
They wanted practical steps if they were, you know, at that stage of considering taking their own life.
Yeah.
And you know, they give practical sort of blokey type advice of, look, do this, do that, talk to that person, go and do this. And then they realised that more women were calling up wanting that same practical advice of how to get through the position they're in. There's no messing about. If you look at their advertising, they don't pull the punches, they just deal with it head on, which I think is great, rather than worrying too much about you might offend people. For God's sake, they're literally saving lives.
Yeah.
You know, if a few people get upset with some of the way they approach it, well, that's their problem as far as I'm concerned.
So during this car's life then, it's had some modifications, hasn't it, to kind of make it more capable of longer trips and journeys and things.
Yeah.
So you can talk a little bit about some of these things that I can see behind me here.
Yeah, there's not much of a boot, I'm afraid. So, yeah, for its big adventure in 2007, Aston Martin raised the suspension slightly. They put smaller wheels on, so you got a bit more rubber, so a bit more forgiving. They put full underbody protection on it, so protect it from sort of rocks and stuff below. There's a safe behind the driver's seat for valuables, and then the boot, they put a bar across it so it could take a sort of full-size spare wheel and a couple of sort of extra fuel cans.
Yeah.
And that was to prepare for its big adventure.
Brilliant. So a spare wheel in the back I can see in the boot, and then the two extra fuel cans. So you're both going to be packing like hikers, are you, on this trip, or what? Is this your storage behind the seats? Is that as good as it gets?
I think it might be not far off that. Yeah, look, we're just going to have to travel light, and hopefully we can find a washing machine at some point on our journey. If not, I guess it's just a tour bus. We'll have to share our stench in the car and not get too close to other people, but I think we'll be okay.
Yeah, and that reminds me actually, it's your son as well. I'd like to have a chat with your son and
absolutely.
See how he's feeling. So look, let's go and have a chat with your son as well. And here I am with Will. How are you doing?
Good.
Yeah, it's lovely to meet you. So how old are you, Will?
17.
17.
Yeah.
Is the plan that you're going to be doing some of the driving during this?
Hopefully.
Yeah?
Yes. Still going to pass my test though.
Okay, so because you can't drive yet.
Can't drive.
Have you started your lessons?
Yes.
You have. Okay.
Yeah, they're going well.
Yeah. Okay.
Going well.
Brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your dream car out of interest?
Land Rover Defender.
One of the old ones.
One of the old ones. Yeah.
Good choice. Yeah. 17. You're going to be driving around with your dad in an Aston Martin, driving around the world. That's got to be like every petrolhead 17-year-old's dream. Like, how are you feeling about it?
I mean, not many people can say that, can they?
No.
You know, it's really exciting.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yes.
And what do your friends think of it?
I think it's really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So is there any part of the trip in particular that you're most excited about, or?
I'm quite looking forward to going for Australia.
Yeah.
Just because of just the barrenness of the whole place, and just imagine that you're in your car, there's no one for hundreds of miles.
Yeah.
It just sounds really cool.
God, are you're gonna film all of this, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So while you're there's
just-
going to be so many incredible
really,
shots.
Yeah.
Get yourself like a 360 camera or GoPro or something on a big
Yes.
stick, and like, God, that's going to look
Just something
fantastic.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I love my dad to bits, but I reckon if me and him spent as much time together as you guys are planning, I reckon we'd wind each other up. But so you get on really well with your dad, do you?
Yes. I mean, we've been doing car events for years. So,
Okay, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, we just drive for 2 hours every Sunday or something.
Yeah.
You know, but we still get on really well.
Yeah, brilliant.
You know.
Do you like the same music?
Yeah.
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 Okay, well, that's going to be good then. So it's
Yeah.
not like,
It's gonna be really good.
yeah, it's not going to be a contrast with the
No.
playlist. So have you started looking into insurance, like on how to get
Not currently.
insured on this? Because that's going to be a bit
It's
of a
going to
pickle.
be a bit.
Yeah.
But our thought is that the US might be a bit more lenient on having younger drivers.
It is a bit different in the US,
Yeah.
isn't it? It's not odd to see like a 17-year-old driving around in like some scat pack crazy muscle car
Yeah.
or something, is it? So,
So
okay.
it should be all right.
Yeah.
But I mean, I can't get insured here on this car because I haven't even passed my test. So it's, you know,
Yeah. What do you think of Aston Martins? Do you like them?
I do
Yeah.
like them. It's just, it's such a British brand.
Yeah.
You know, there's nothing like it, is there?
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
no, absolutely.
it's
Oh
good.
God, I love them to bits as well. When my eldest was 5 months old, me and my wife, we drove across Canada for a month with her, and I kind of thought that was really cool. You know, she's only 5 months old
Yeah.
to been across Canada, but yeah, this is already making me sort of think as they get bigger.
What's the next?
I can step my game up. So you guys are inspiring me, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, incredible.
Yes.
I just hope that because I've got all girls, so I've got 4 girls. I hope that when they're sort of 17,
Yeah.
that they actually want to spend time with their dad.
Hopefully.
Because
Yeah.
they might not want to. But no, look, amazing.
Amazing.
Honestly, you're a lovely young man, and I can't wait to follow this adventure. So obviously I'm doing the whole dad car thing at the moment, you know, with my dad B9 and my children are, the eldest is 5, the youngest is 7 months, but you've been living the dad car's dream, haven't you, as well? Your children are obviously older now, but what cars have you had? And,
Yeah. Well, when it was just my wife and I, we had this fantastic Honda S2000, and we kept that after we had Will, and we used to go out on that on a Saturday, you know, to give my wife some time on her own in the house. You know what it's like. Yeah, apparently it's one of his earliest memories is of the bright red interior of that car, and
You've got to have bright red leather interior on an S2000. That's what mine had as well.
and the open roof. And then Ed, our second, came along, and it was fine when he was just a baby, but then he wanted to come along. Well, 3 into 2 doesn't go, so yeah, I bought a Porsche 928.
Oh, okay, yeah,
And
lovely.
the boys fitted sort of brilliantly into the back of that.
Yeah.
So I had that for a while again, so they got too big for that, and then so I went to a Porsche 997. I think you've reviewed one of them on your channel before,
Yeah,
haven't you?
because you've got a very special 997, haven't you?
Yeah, it's the CSR, which
Yeah,
is
I love
which
a
is
CSR.
fabulous,
Yeah.
fabulous. I know there's going to be challenging moments. There'll be times a car, I'm sure, at some point will break down.
Yeah.
Times we've got problems with borders. We know in Central America we're going to get ripped off by the police, and we may
Yeah.
have some even more challenging situations. So, look, God willing, we'll get through all that, and it'll be a real experience for both of us. People have said, have you booked the hotels? Have you booked this? No. I haven't even worked out the final route for a lot of it. There's just so many things to do, trying to juggle it in with family life and work life. So doing it in stages means that all I've got to worry about tomorrow is getting to Liverpool.
What I do with my dad car reviews is I kind of take a different one each time. So maybe when they're all older, I could sort of do a round the world tour in some exciting car, but alternate which one comes at each leg.
Well, that's a great idea.
It's nice, isn't it? It's got a lovely pool.
It's just great. It's just been properly, fully serviced by Trinity Engineering in Ripley.
Okay.
And I mean fully, because they pulled out, can you believe, 2007 air filter.
A 2007 air filter. What, just now? Just recently?
Just recently.
Yeah, wow.
2 weeks ago.
God.
It turns out they're a bit tricky to change, and most garages don't bother.
Oh, okay.
So anyway, top tip if those Aston Martin owners out there, make sure your air filter's actually being changed.
I've been long campaigning with the Dad B9, saying just how usable they are, how much of a daily they are, and actually using them every day. In my experience, that they've been more reliable.
Yeah.
So I think it's the ones that are kind of garage queens that only sort of come out when the weather's perfect, stuff like that. They're or sat on trickle charger for months on end. I think those are the ones that throw out more gremlins. But I still have had some problems. I've had some modules fail on me.
Yeah.
And you've had some of that sort of stuff recently as well, even as recently as a couple of days ago.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yeah. With a week to go, we sort of came back from half-term holiday, and maybe it's not having used it for the week. I don't know, but yeah, we had 6 new issues just out of nowhere. Issues we never had before.
Yeah.
And I must admit, I had a little bit of a low. I just thought, oh my God, we might not get there.
What am I doing? Like, was it like last minute cold feet this week?
It was, and it was, people saying, oh, the car's mileage is too high, and Aston's going to let you down. And anyway, by the Monday, back into the garage, and they sorted through most of the issues. I found a guy down in Alton who could repair the rear light.
Same thing happened to my rear indicator. If you force about, little things that can go wrong, and you might be something really random, are you going to take any provisions, any sort of components or anything like that, or are you just going to kind of make sure everything's as close to perfect as possible and go through?
But there might be an ancillary belt to take and spark plugs and stuff. But most of the stuff that wears out, the brake pads and all the service items, all been recently done.
Okay.
But what I am taking is one of those Foxwell code readers. Aston Martin's got dealerships around the world, so we'll find out whether that provides what we need.
Yeah.
Otherwise, worst case, and I don't think he was joking. James, the guy at Trinity Engineering, said he'll fly out to fix it.
Oh, really?
But, we hopefully won't need that, but it's nice to have the offer. And I've had another sort of a main dealer, actually, they got in contact the other week and said, love what you're doing. Sort of shared his mobile number and that of the head technician, saying, give us a ring, any problems, and we'll try and help where we can. So
that's amazing. So you could just give them a call, talk them through it, plug the code reader in, and then they may even be able to help you remotely sort of get over a problem or something.
Well, I hope so. And it's nice just to feel that enthusiasm coming back from people that, they want to help where they can. It's nice. And the Aston Martin Owners Club has been brilliant in terms of publicising what we're doing, and I tend to be leaning on that network in a good way.
Yeah, honestly, there's something about me since starting the channel, something I've been blown away by. It's just the people I meet, the people that reach out to me, like-minded people who are excited about what you're doing, and offer, well, in my instance, offer their cars for a review, but helping me with X, Y, and Z. But it sounds like a similar thing is happening with yourselves and the Vantage World Tour.
It is, and it's how can I put it? It's not us going looking; it's people just coming forward and sort of volunteering. Can they help in whatever way? And it's lovely.
Do you know anybody who's been affected by, like male mental health or like suicide or anything like that? Or
not directly. I don't know. Is tragic the right word? I don't know. Revealing, I guess, is another word. Is that again from sort of talking about what we're doing, sort of people who've had much closer impact on them has sort of come out. So, one of the lawyers we work with, it turned out he lost his son. And hearing it from him, he said that he just didn't know what to do at the time, clearly, and I'm so desperate. So he's provided some support, and we were at Aston Martin Owners Club dinner a few months ago, and the chap next to me was really enthusiastic about what we're doing, talking away, and then he made a donation to our Just Giving page, and I thanked him, which I tried to do. If you leave your email address, I'll send a thank you to everybody. And he said he'd lost a good friend just the week before. So, yes, when you hear these experiences, you think, oh my God, please, for love of God and everything else, let it not be someone that's close to me. And so, yeah, the other reason we're doing this is, it's preventative.
Yeah.
More people know about it, more people talk about it, the more money we can raise for calm, the less chance it's going to impact people. And yeah, that's my motivation.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I find it tough to talk about as well. A friend of mine, who his best friend, he took his own life, and he had 4 children.
Oh God.
And obviously having 4 children myself as well, it's tough to sort of wrap your head around.
Well, how desperate do you have to be
Yeah.
to sort of be there?
Yeah.
And it's interesting talking to that guy, the head of the trustees, and he said a lot of men, at the time they do it, they think it's the best thing for them to do for those around them, that they're somehow being a disappointment, they're letting other people down that rely on them. And it's that male psyche that I'm the breadwinner, I'm the provider, I'm whatever it is, and if they feel that the rest of the world and their immediate friends and family are better off without them. And these are things that they're talking to, those that call up on the phone line to sort of talk them through the fact that that just isn't the case. And of course, when they do commit suicide, those that get the worst of it, are the friends and family.
Everybody suffers from having like down times and things like this, don't they? And we all try and cover it up and put on a brave face, like you say, be the man and stuff.
Yeah, we blokes don't talk to each other about this stuff.
No.
And it's making it seem like more normal to talk to each other. If you're having a hard day, hard week, hard year,
yeah,
just tell someone about it. Which is where I think, to a certain extent, these sort of car meets work. It just provides another opportunity. I said there are women that go. I'm not saying it's a completely male pursuit, but it tends to be. You've been to these things on a Sunday morning in a pub car park. It's 75-80% men. Well, look, that's your ratio on suicides as well.
Yeah.
So, look, if you can just pick up on something, or you develop new friendships. I have through doing it, and yeah. Look, we're not going to solve it overnight, but Calm is certainly trying to do what it can to deal with it.
Yeah, no, look, I always joke and make light of it, but like I say about how, if I had to drive like a Citroen Picasso or a Nissan Qashqai or something like that, because I'm a dad now, everyone thinks I should, so I'm going to go and buy this 0 to 60 in 20 seconds MPV, and it would make me really sad, like having to drive that. And I know that this is a completely different level of sad, isn't it? But I think it does sort of, just going back to what you were saying, like you become a dad, put yourself to the side, because that's what dads do, right? And so you sacrifice this, that and the other. But if you can find a way, I mean, the last video that was released on the Dadcars channel is a £1,000 Saab Turbo, which I had a blast driving. Yep. So it's not about the most expensive car ever. If you can't afford to do it because you've got a young family, I completely get it. But
God, it really isn't. That's what I found at these weekend meets and these sort of things, is it's really inclusive.
Yeah.
If you've got something quirky like a Saab Turbo or something, it will get as much attention, maybe even more attention than the guy that's just turned up in a brand new Ferrari. Not that many of those turn up at that time of the morning, because they're probably all tucked away safely in their garage. But it really is inclusive, and I haven't come across snobbery in on that side of it. And again, it's a pastime, it's a hobby as well as being fun to drive. You can hang out with like-minded folk.
Yeah. No, absolutely. So I don't think it's an exaggeration to say, like, what I'm trying to do with the Dadcars channel, encourage people to do it now, not put it off till later. You're not being a bad person because you're getting something which you find exciting. Get something that you can afford and share it with your children. Go to car meets. It's got to be really good for your well-being, I think.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Sorry, I get quite emotional when I talk about these things.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Oh, that's the point. It is okay, isn't it?
Yeah. Oh,
it
God,
is okay.
Yeah. It's absolutely okay.
So,
yeah. I think it's nice when you see, when you see somebody get like emotional about something, because you're actually seeing the true person, aren't you? You're seeing someone's not, because we all do just put a brave face up and stuff. You're actually seeing that's not always shown like the true you, is it? So. But hang on a second, a V8 Vantage, what's it getting, like 18 miles per gallon does this get, or?
We're low 20s if you don't, not too heavy with the right foot.
Okay, that's going to have a bit of an environmental impact, isn't it? And we're going to have people grumbling about that. Have you thought about that?
Yeah, we are going to be carbon neutral.
Oh wow, okay.
So yeah, with Net Hero, we've put in our mileage, and I've paid for the carbon offsets. So yes, we're doing what we can.
Wow. Okay, so you're net zero because you're offsetting the carbon emissions.
Absolutely.
Raising money for a very, very much needed cause, and it's a father-son spending time together, making memories in a very exciting car. Honestly, this is so incredible. And you're embarking on this journey tomorrow, so I feel really privileged to be here today. Thank you so much for inviting Dadcars out. Honestly, it means the world to me.
We've got a bit more prep to do, but you're very welcome.
No, honestly, it's a huge privilege. This is a very special moment for me and the channel.
Oh no,
And,
delighted to have you.
yeah, no, I appreciate it so much. Look, I want to ask everybody again, please make sure you now go and check out the Instagram, the Facebook, and the website. I'll put all the details for the Vantage World Tour below now, on screen, in the description below. And remember, please like this video, share it with somebody who you think will enjoy it as well. Comment below. And I really appreciate it, guys, and I'll see you all on the next one.
Well, we've just left the RSC, the start of the Vantage World Tour, and our 2023 challenge, Palma to Panama. It couldn't have been a better, greater send-off. It was bigger than I thought, Will, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Lots of photographs and everything else, and people wishing us well. We've got Belinda and James in their 911, and David in his Aston Martin Rapide as an escort to sort of see us out of London. Next stop is Birmingham.